The once proud skyscrapers now scraped the sky, jagged teeth against the unforgiving horizon. Dust, thick and choking, swirled through the shattered streets. The remnants of a once great city groaned under the weight of destruction. A child's doll lay abandoned in the grime, a terrifying symbol of the innocence lost. The air crackled with the energy of fear, a palpable entity that clung to the survivors like a shroud. The silence, when it came, was worse than the cacophony that preceded it. It was a heavy, pregnant silence, filled with the anticipation of further horrors. Somewhere in the distance, a building finally surrendered to gravity, its death throes echoing through the ruins. The earth, wounded and bleeding, awaited its fate.
They came to destroy. They will find that humanity does not break so easily. We will fight for our home, for our loved ones, for our very survival.
Almost there. Just a little longer.
I will not let them fall.
The chill of battle.
Reem stood in the center of what was once a bustling town square, now a frozen wasteland of her own making. Her eyes, usually warm and gentle, were now cold and focused.
She lifted her hands, her fingers nimble as they danced in the air, weaving intricate patterns of frost and ice. Around her the temperature plummeted, the very air growing heavy with the promise of a blizzard.
She was a force of nature, her powers as beautiful as they were deadly. She could freeze her enemies solid, encase them in prisons of ice from which there was no escape.
But her true strength lay not in her powers, but in her compassion, her unwavering belief in the inherent goodness of humanity. Even in the face of unimaginable cruelty, her spirit remained unbroken.
The focused eye.
Midoroya perched atop a crumbling building, his back straight, his gaze steady. In his hands, he held a rifle, its scope glinting ominously in the fading light.
He was the sniper, the silent watcher, his eyes constantly scanning the ruined landscape. His every breath was measured, every movement calculated.
He was a predator, patiently stalking his prey. But there was no malice in his heart, only a profound sense of duty.
He took no pleasure in taking lives, but he understood its necessity. Each bullet he fired was a promise, a vow to protect the innocent, to deliver justice to those who deserved it.
He exhaled slowly, his finger tightening on the trigger. He was a weapon, yes, but a weapon wielded in the name of good. He was the guardian, the silent protector, and he would not allow evil to triumph. Section 7, a tapestry of courage. Scattered across the ruins, the remaining heroes prepared for the inevitable confrontation. Each possessed unique skills honed to deadly perfection. There was Anya, the master strategist, her mind a weapon as sharp as any blade, and Kaito, the master of disguise, able to blend seamlessly into any environment, a ghost in the shadows. And then there was Hana, the healer, her touch capable of mending even the most grievous of wounds. And finally, there was Kenzo, the berserker, his rage a primal force that could sweep aside any obstacle. Together, they formed a tapestry of courage woven from the threads of hope and defiance.
Section 8. The calm before the storm. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting the ruined city in an eerie, blood-red light. The air, thick with the stench of death and decay, crackled with anticipation. The heroes gathered on the roof of the tallest building still standing, their faces grim but resolute. They stood shoulder to shoulder, a united front against the encroaching darkness. Hayato, his hand resting on his katana, surveyed his team, his gaze lingering on each face. He saw the fear in their eyes, but he also saw the unwavering determination, the burning desire to protect what little they had left. "They are coming," he said, his voice low but steady, "but we will be ready." A heavy silence descended upon the group, broken only by the mournful wail of the wind. It was the calm before the storm, the silence before the thunder. Section 9. Echoes of a Desperate Hope. Hayato looked at each of his companions, their faces etched with a mixture of fear and resolve.
Kimmich clutched his weapon tightly, his eyes burning with a desperate hope.
Sound stood with his sword drawn, his gaze fixed on the horizon, ready to meet the enemy head-on.
Reem's hands glowed with an icy light, her expression determined.
Midoroya, perched on the edge of the rooftop, his rifle trained on the approaching darkness, exuded an aura of deadly calm.
The other heroes, each in their own way, mirrored the same steely determination. They were ready to fight, to die if necessary, for the future of their broken world. The weight of responsibility pressed down on Hayato, but he met it with unwavering resolve. "We are the last line of defense," he said, his voice echoing with the gravity of their situation. "We fight for those who cannot fight for themselves. We fight for our home. We fight for our very survival." His words, imbued with a quiet intensity, resonated through the group, stealing their resolve.
Section 10. At the precipice. The ground trembled. A low, guttural roar echoed across the ruined cityscape, sending shivers down their spines. In the distance, a wall of dust and debris rose into the air, heralding the arrival of their enemy. The 7 evil kings, their forms wreathed in shadow, emerged from the dust cloud, their eyes burning with malevolent intent. The battle for Earth had begun. The heroes stood firm, their fear giving way to a cold, hard determination. They were outmatched, outgunned, but they were not out of hope. They had each other. And they had the unwavering belief that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, a single spark of courage could ignite a fire that would burn away the shadows. They were humanity's last hope, and they would fight with everything they had.